What's up, guys? This is Maverick here with episode 9 of Gleipnir. So, last episode, we had Chihiro-chan taking matters into her own hands, calling up Irina, and finally giving us a little bit more about the entire backstory, more specifically the part where she originally had a relationship with Shuichi, right? Which to me is the most compelling part of the storyline so far. Really want to get to the bottom of this, what exactly happened between them, what exactly forced them to go apart, and made Shuichi's memories be sort of repressed or removed or whatever the heck it was done. Probably not removed, because otherwise Chihiro wouldn't have known if it was really a clean wipe or anything, but at least hidden beneath the surface, right? And also, I kind of feel like Chihiro isn't going to be able to really hold on to this secret for long, right? She's gonna have to tell somebody sometime, either Shuichi or Claire, although perhaps not entirely voluntarily. But in any case, I'm really looking forward to seeing how the story develops, so let's get right into it. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. And we are on episode 9 already, so 1/3 left of the season. Should only be a 12 episode. Anyway. I wonder I wonder why she became so determined to form this team and take on this leadership role and take on the rest of the monsters, right? Or gatherers, or however we're gonna call them. I mean, her whole thing was just that she hated to be she hated people who couldn't keep secrets, right? She hated people who betrayed her. That seems like a jump from that to right now as a leader of this group of people who are actually putting their lives on the line. Um, you could even say on the side of justice or not, whatnot, right? Especially since the ideals that they're promoting is that these coins shouldn't fall into the wrong hands and so on and so forth. Now, it's one thing to be as a sort of like a team of the weak, right? Say, okay, we'll help each other to survive in this very harsh circumstances where we could be killed anytime by other gatherers. It's one thing to form a more defensive philosophy around all this, right? But actually going on the offensive and actively wanting to collect all the coins lest they fall into the hands of evil. That's I mean, they could just simply be there and all that, but I don't know. I kind of want to know why they were actually willing to put their lives on the line for this. I mean, Shuichi's case, we know that he has well, I guess half-half. One half, I feel like he's really trying to help Claire. One half, he's just trying to make justifications for himself for trying to help Claire with, justice and all that. Claire, on the other hand, obviously couldn't care less. She just wants to find Yelena. It's really relentless. Oh yeah, he was actually.
こいつらか。クレアちゃんのお姉さんのエレナちゃんだっけ？そこでやり合ったのは。で、どうするんだ？
我々の目的はあくまでコインだ。無駄な争いは避けたい。多少遠回りにはなるが、この山を。
I mean, you guys probably aren't suited for fighting in the first place.
何にせよ、こんなマークを使うのはろくな趣味の連中じゃないわ。池内、周囲の監視を頼む。
え？
この先はお前の力が頼りだ。
わかった。任せてくれ。ありがとう。僕も匂いには気をつけておくから。まあ勝手にしろ。大丈夫？
ありがとう。
まだ先は長いし、
Oh,
無理はしないでいいから。
here's jealous.
大丈夫ですか？すまない。いえ。少し休憩しよう。
This is like the most unsuited team ever to go on this kind of expedition. Like, indeed, a bunch of rag. Wow.
すごい。イサオくん、こんなこともできるんだ。おいしい。
冷えてればもっと良かったのに。
もう3つ目？食べるの早いよ。
週一が遅いのよ。
And put them into the river. They'll be chilled like that.
胸の谷間とか取るなよ。何のかんの言っても悪い子じゃないぜ。お前が連れてきた子だしな。
お疲れ様です。池内くんもどうぞ。
俺は仕事があるから。
この先も池内くんの力が頼りだし、あんまり気を張ったままだと持たないよ。
イサオの言う通りだぜ。一応もらっておく。
のんきなものね。まだ何も始まってもいないのに。
クレアだってスイカ食べてるじゃない。
これはエネルギーの補充よ。
でもこういうの大事だと思うよ。
Like I said, this is more like... What can I say? This is like a school outing or something like that.
みんなに教えなきゃいけない。もうすでにコイン100枚集めた人がいるってこと。そろそろ出発しよう。
Eh, you know, if this was a more darker kind of work, I would even venture a guess and say Chihiro would be killed before she can put out the entire truth out.
俺の言うことが信じられないのか？ごめん。でもこの山では警戒するに越したことはないから。
このルートは危険よ。引き返しましょう。なぜだ？地図では目的地に向かっている。
俺のレンズには何も映っていないぞ。
さっき別のチームのマークがあったわよね。
あったよ。だからそいつらの縄張りを迂回しているんだろう。
問題はその縄張りよ。この山で縄張りを張る理由、なんだと思う？
Why are you bringing this up now?
他の収集者にコインを拾われないためよ。だとしたら、
You should have brought this up earlier.
さっきのマークがあった急斜面の暗い森と、それほど距離の離れていないこの開けた河原、コインを探すのにどっちが適してると思う？ここはコインもそうだけど、私たちの姿も周囲から丸見えよ。もしあれが縄張りのマークじゃないとしたら、例えばそう、もしあのマークがそれを避けた弱い収集者を
These guys definitely look much more suited for combat. 'Like how cliche could you be with this sort of like evil archetype? A bug as a transformation, really? Yeah.
こんなに早く追いつかれるなんて。下がって。
ビビったか、俺のスピードに。はあ、化け物らしい不気味さだ。黙れよイケメン。顔が良けりゃ何でも許されると思うな。俺がすごいのはスピードだけじゃないぜ。
This is definitely one monster that's not gonna be missed.
仲間が来るのを待つための。だったらそれに付き合う必要はない。
Bruh. What's with the trap music here right now? And you guys are really super unsuitable for fighting.
くれるじゃない。
まあそんなに突っかかるなよ。何も俺たちは世界征服がしたいとか人類抹殺とか言ってるんじゃねえんだ。コインを集めて何をするか、ガキにだってわかる混沌の話だ。誰だって同じだろ。好き勝手に生きてえだけさ。自分たちさえ幸せになれればそれでいいんだよ。持ってるコインを渡して俺たちの仲間。
Seriously, this music is so. Why are you using trap music right now?
悪い話じゃねえだろ。みんなで一緒に楽しくやろうぜ。ゲス野郎。ああ、なんだって。きれいぶったこと言ってんじゃねえぞ。てめえらだって化け物に違いねえだろ。そうだ。お前たちが仲間に入りたくなるようにいいものを見せてやる。
What is it?
袋から出すなよ。
A head?
そいつは正真正銘本物だ。前にお前らと同じ
Oh, the girl that we saw a few episodes earlier?
仲間
Yeah.
を断ってうちのボスに殺された。うちのボスはとんでもなく強いぜ。桁違いの化け物だ。効果てきめんだな。気持ち悪いの我慢して持ってきてさ。
Alright, how are they gonna get out of this situation? Bullet to the head? Oh,
かわいそうにな。
it's the Ikemen's time.
結構美人じゃねえか。俺のタイプだわ。この子がお前らに何かしたのか。関係ねえよ。言っ
Hmm.
っていいよな。ちょっと待て、俺に手を出せばこの女を。
Yeah, you don't really do that when there's like a hostage. I mean, that was pretty anticlimactic, but
聞こえなかった。もう一回言え。悪い、ついカッとなって。まさか殺してないだろうな。
are you guys seriously?
生きてはいるっぽいわね。だが正直驚いた。この山に入った時からこういう事態は想定していたが、まさか人間の死体を脅しに使うようなクズまでいるとは。目的のためなら何をしてもいいとでも思っているのか。ヘドが出る。
そんなこと言ってる場合か。どうすんだよ、こんな奴ら敵に回して。
いいじゃない別に。どのみち目的の宇宙船はこの先にあるんだし、このまま進めばいいのよ。ああ、そうだな。先を急ぐぞ。
Hmm.
見失った。足跡も見当たらねえ。花川、お前の投資で見えるか。
Kanakawa.
ここからまっすぐ500
Wow.
メートル先、裸までバッチリ見えるぜ。ひでえなこれ。
So you also have a voyeuristic ability? Alright.
これじゃ飯も食えねえだろ。
もともとブサイクなやつだったけど、ここまで来ると笑えるな。
どうするまどか。
Madoka?
仕方ねえよな。って一人で勝手に飛び出したんだ。
そいつはもう役に立たねえ。
Kill him?
立たねえなら殺しちゃえば。前から嫌いだったんだよ、そいつ。俺もだ。やること悪趣味だし、やたら人をバカにするし。お前ら本当にクソだな。ミスぐらいするだろ。お前らバカなんだから。分かってると思うが、お前らのボスもコインを集め力を手に入れるのもこの俺だ。だから俺は証明しなきゃならねえ。俺がお前らのボスにふさわしいってことを。わかるか、森田。お前らの痛みは俺の痛みだ。
What?
俺は何があってもお前らを見捨てねえ。お前らがどんなに最低のクソ野郎どもでもな。そこで待ってろ森田。あいつらをお前と同じ顔にしてやる。
Wow. Is this actually a boss that cares about his underlings? Damn.
すごい。まるでバリケードだ。大した能力ね。これなら追いつかれる心配もないわ。先を急ぐぞ。クレア、お前は週一の中に入らなくていいのか。あの中は暑いからね。そう何十分も入ってられな。
Oh. Oof. Damn. Well, he wasn't wrong. Immediately, a punch to the face. Can't you guys, like, actually move a little bit instead of just standing there around?
うちの可愛い森田をやったのは俺だよ。
あ
I guess he's only interested in women. Oh. No, seriously, but all of you guys need to. The tension in this is seriously, like, very, very strange. Alright. Anyways, see you guys after this. Alrighty, so that was episode 9 in the bag, and we are setting up for a big fight next episode, right? Although, I say fight, but it might just be a very one-sided slaughter. The gorilla dude definitely seems to be much, much stronger than anybody who's here, particularly Claire within Shuichi. I don't think they've ever exhibited the same level of power. With that being said, with the mechanism that Shuichi's power works on, perhaps it could still be unleashed by Clear as well, as long as they are working towards the same goal, right? So, who knows? Maybe something will come out of that, or maybe we're gonna have to have, what's her name? Chihiro enter Shuichi again, but I don't know, I feel like, well, we shall see, right? We shall see. We got to see Yudo showing off his power also, the handsome dude, although I don't think it was quite as impactful as I was hoping it would be. Like, I thought he was gonna literally, like, power up and then one-shot the entire centipede monster or whatnot. But, the things that did kind of appear, I mean, the way that it played out, it just didn't have as much impact as I wish it could have had, so a little bit of a disappointment there. In fact, the entire scene with the centipede dude just seemed off to me, right? Like, obviously, he's meant to really represent the sort of very evil and bad end of the spectrum, right? Literally, you can see by what he's trying to imply through his words and actions or whatnot, he's definitely one of the monsters who would use his power to basically have his way and you know, have his way with women or something like that. We can literally see him doing all sorts of gropey things, rapey things, being kind of that stuff. But I don't know, the tension just didn't really seem there, right? I think it's a combination of some different factors. For one, I feel like the music was definitely not exactly all that fitting to the situation on hand. We literally see Centipede dude groping the leader, whereas we had trap music playing in the background. I'm like, what? So that kind of brought me out of it as well. The reactions of the various other people there, I don't know, they just didn't seem really horrified enough. You could argue that they were sort of they were just sort of stuck in shock or whatnot, but I don't know, I just feel like the whole scene was not as impactful as it could have been, really give them the shock factor, right? And I feel like that's kind of a shame, because that would be a perfect place to actually put this shock factor forward. Because, as you guys recall, during the episode, one of my biggest questions is, how exactly are these people so willing to put their lives on the line and actually venture forth and basically try to gather the coins, right? Don't you guys think it's kind of out of the ordinary for them? I could easily see them being sort of risk adverse. They basically banded together to sort of form an alliance to help each other survive, right? I definitely feel like Camera Dude has the right idea, or Telescope Dude, or whatever his name is. He's definitely more on the side of wanting to chicken out, but really, who could blame them, right? We have to once again realize that most of these people don't have any sort of fighting power whatsoever, and they're literally going up against monsters who all stop at nothing to kill them, exhibiting very superhuman levels of power. You know, if any of the non-combatants get into a fight, they are going to be completely toast, right? They could be killed, or perhaps even worse things could happen to them, as we can clearly see from this episode. So, not really sure where they get their conviction from and all that. And indeed, I feel like they are just treating this like so peacefully. The first half of this episode, you literally think that they're all out on a school field trip, right? They're playing around. They don't really have They don't even have guards when they're resting or whatnot, watch outs. They're all just resting together, even having watermelon and playing around and whatnot. You can definitely. So I can totally get the idea that maybe these people are just naive and whatnot. But if that was the case, then I feel like they should have freaked out a little bit more, particularly during the scene where the centipede dude brought out the head of the girl, right? You could argue that maybe they're taking this a little bit too lightly because none of them have actually encountered this sort of life and death situation with the other monsters before, right? That could be entirely possible, considering that they were also freaking out about you killing the centipede dude as well. So in essence, we can view them as all Shuichi in a sort of way, right? But if that was the case, how are they actually so willing, especially after seeing that, still willing to carry on forward and not freaking out, not literally trembling with fear or whatnot? I don't know. I feel like that should have been explored a little bit more. It's kind of unrealistic to me that they are so willingly putting their lives on the line for some vague some sort of vague principle or some vague goal, right? I mean, I don't know. I guess we don't really know their backstory all that well, but it's just I feel like they are putting their lives on the line with very little to show for it, which I could chalk up due to naivety. But if that was the case, then I really think they should have displayed that a little bit more. Well, it is what it is, right? And now that we are at this point, I guess we can just wait until the next episode and see how exactly they are going to take on Gorilla Dude. Speaking of which, the Gorilla Dude also surprised me as well. He definitely did not seem, the cliche would have been him to sort of like just kill the centipede dude himself, be like, how are you so weak, how are you so useless, I have no use for you in my team or whatnot, and just throw him away. But we can clearly see that he kind of cares about them in a sense, right? Even though he definitely has his he's definitely someone who obviously is doing all this stuff for personal reasons as well, and not necessarily the good kind of personal reasons, let's just put it that way. But well, that is an interesting dynamic. So well, really looking forward to see how they are going to take him down, and then after that, like, how exactly are they going to end this season, right? Maybe just overcoming this particular group is going to be the very last arc here. I don't really know, but if this is a 12 episode season, then we have 3 episodes left before they need to wrap it up. I don't really know if we're gonna actually be able to see Arena again. Is Chihiro going to be able to speak up her mind before the end of this season, or is she gonna get herself killed? I feel like we're still, for all the sort of darker themes that we have been displayed, I feel like, surprisingly nobody important has actually died yet, right? So who knows? Maybe it's going to happen sometime soon. I wouldn't be surprised if it happened. Wouldn't be surprised if it didn't happen. But we shall see. We shall see. Anyways, that's it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next week as well. Stay tuned and bye bye.